Good evening. Let us start the class. Let your friends will come and join. Actually, in the last class, we studied about the law of demand. And in addition to that, we studied the types of elasticity of demand. In that, we completed the price elasticity of demand. There are 5 different price elasticity is perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, relatively inelastic, and unitary elasticity. So these are the 5 types based on the value where we have derived the formula. Applying the values in the formula, we got and we represented diagrammatically, and we have seen what are the methods in pricing. In this class, we will discuss the rest of the types of elasticity of demand. What are the rest of the elasticity? There are 3 types is there. One is income elasticity of demand, and second one is cross elasticity of demand, and the last one is advertisement elasticity of demand. Based on the economic status of the individual, there will be a change in demand. So those things we used to call it as income elasticity of demand. The definition goes like this: the degree of responsiveness of demand due to change in income of the consumer is known as income elasticity of demand. Suppose there is a change in income, then there will be some changes in demand. What level of change in demand due to change in income is called income elasticity. But in case of cross elasticity, here there are 2 products involved. Price of one product will affect the demand of the other product. That these 2 are related good, either it may be a substitute or a complementary good. The definition goes like this: the degree of responsiveness of demand of product X due to change in price of product Y is known as cross elasticity of demand. How we have to relate? The product X and product Y are related goods. It may be a substitute products or it may be a complementary product. Substitute means tea and coffee. Complementary means refill and pen. So apart from these 2, there is one more elasticity is included in our syllabus. It is called advertisement elasticity. This advertisement elasticity is nothing but what is the level of change in demand due to the advertisement. So that particular definition is, it's nothing but the degree of responsiveness of demand due to change in advertisement expenditure. It is advertisement elasticity. We will discuss one by one. Now let's start with the income elasticity. Already we've seen the definition. The formula is here also we are expressing that particular thing as a percentage only. EY equal to delta X by delta Y. What is delta X? It's percentage change in demand of product X for the period T. In proportion with percentage change of income of the consumer for the period T. Suppose there is a percentage change in income, it affects the demand of a particular product. If we see the ratio between these 2, then that value is called income elasticity of demand. This income elasticity of demand based on the value, here also we are classifying the income elasticity into 5 categories. The very first one is we used to call it as income elasticity of zero value, zero income elasticity. How it has happened? Even though there is a change in income, there won't be any change in demand. Suppose the demand is constant, irrespective of income, then that type of elasticity we used to call it as a zero income elasticity. So how we have to say the delta Y may be 10%, 10% increase. Suppose your salary is 50,000, then your salary increase to 55,000, but you are maintaining the same consumption pattern, then zero income elasticity will exist. So how we diagrammatically represent that? Measure the quantity demanded in the horizontal axis and income level in the vertical axis. So Y naught is nothing but 50,000 rupees. Y1 is 55,000 rupees. Change in income is there, but there won't be any change in quantity. So the vertical line parallel to the income axis, we used to call it as a demand curve. This is the diagrammatical representation for zero income elasticity. Suppose the same income increase from 50 to 58,000. Suppose you are increasing the pattern of demand into a 10%. Both income is increased by 10%. Your demand also increased by 10%. Then there will be a downward sloping from left to right. So the percentage change of income is equal to the percentage change of demand. So that particular diagram will show the negative, that is, it's a wrong heading. It is not a negative, it is unitary income elasticity. I wrongly put. Suppose we may make it as -10, then it is negative. I have given explanation for unitary. So there is a negative demand. Suppose a person is having a moped and 5,000 rupees increase, he decided he can go for the better vehicle. He is buying a bike. Then what is the demand for the moped? It is -10. So -10 is a change in demand, +10 is a change in income. So there is a downward sloping curve from left to right. So here it is -10. In diagram, that minus is missing. Kindly while drawing you make it. Okay. So the first type is zero income. Second one is negative demand is there. So negative income elasticity. Apart from these two, there are three more types. The third one, as I said, there is a equal change in demand and supply. Then the demand curve will not be a downward sloping curve, it is upward sloping curve. As a particular income pattern is changing, the demand pattern also changing, you are increasing. So the demand curve will not be a downward sloping, it is upward sloping, because there is a direct influence of income to the demand. That particular diagram represents the income elasticity of demand. 1 minute. Yes. Let me go to the next type. There are two more type. One is greater than unity and less than unity. What does it mean? Suppose income is more having a more change, then it is called greater than unity. So I am saying in a wrong way. When income is more than that, it is less than unity. When demand is more than income, then it is lesser than unity. You can see the diagram. In this greater than unity, the quantity demanded is 15% and change in income is only 10%. When demand is more change, then it is called greater than unity. On the other hand, when the percentage change in income is more but less percentage of change in income, then we have to call it as a less than unity income elasticity. So there are 5 types. One is zero income elasticity, negative income elasticity, unitary elasticity, greater than unity, and less than unity. How it happens? If there is no change in demand irrespective of income change, then it is zero income elasticity. Suppose because of change in income, there is a negative demand, then it is -10, this is +10, so it is negative income elasticity. The value will be less than 0. Then the third type is there is an equal change in both income and demand, then it is called unitary income elasticity. When there is more change in demand, then it is greater than unity. When there is less change in demand, it is less than unity. So these are the 5 types of elasticity of demand. Sometimes they may ask in a section B, but when they want to ask elasticity as a case study, they will ask the price elasticity only, not the other two. Okay. So for case study, concentrate more on price elasticity. For theory question, you can go for the that particular income elasticity and cross elasticity. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now, because I'm going to discuss the next one, that is cross elasticity. Have any doubt in this? Ganesh Rajan, Mahesh.
No, sir.
Yes, you can ask doubt. Are you clear with
No,
the
no, no.
statements?
Yes.
Shall we
Yes,
continue?
sir. We are clear. You continue, sir.
Then we'll go to the third type. So far we complete the price elasticity and income elasticity. Now it is cross elasticity. As far as the corporate world is concerned, this particular type of elasticity is more important. Why? Because we are always in a competitive market. For our product, there will be a competitor, and that particular product will have a substitute as well as the complementary. Even our own product will be a related good. Definitely, it will affect the demand. So we should know clearly about this particular concept. The formula for calculating cross elasticity I already told. Demand of a one product will be related with the price of the next product. That X and Y may be a related good, either substitute or complementary good. How the formula will be is equal to delta X by delta Y. The same formula, but you have to change the wordings. So definition goes like this. The degree of responsiveness of demand of a product X due to change in price of product Y, which may either substitute or a X and Y or substitute or a complementary good. How we can diagrammatically represent, give some numerical value, and we can, there are two ways to represent. Suppose it is a substitute good, what will happen? So the demand curve will not be a downward sloping curve, it is a upward sloping curve. Why? Now we are measuring the demand for X in a horizontal axis, but not the price of the X, price of the Y in the vertical axis. When the price goes from P1 to P2, the demand will change. You understand? Because of the competitive price is increased, your demand will be more. So that is why the demand curve slopes upwards. So the percentage of change in demand divided by percentage change in price of a corresponding product, definitely the demand curve will not be a downward sloping curve. We used to call this particular elasticity as a positive cross elasticity. Why? Because our product is getting demand not because of our price strategy, the price strategy of the opponent. This is possible only in substitutes. In case those X and Y are related goods, when there is an increase, definitely the price of the refill increase means definitely the price of the pen also will increase. So automatically there will be a decline in the demand. So this the shape of the demand curve will be downward sloping. So what will happen when price increases of the complementary good? Definitely the demand will decrease. So keep it in mind. Whenever you want to write a demand curve for a substitute, draw upward sloping curve. When you want to write, draw a demand curve for complementary good, it's a downward sloping curve. So keep it in mind. Suppose if you put wrongly, then the meaning will be a wrong one. Apart from these two, one more thing is there. Sometimes that particular X and Y may not be a related way. Either it will not be, neither it will not be a substitute, nor will be a complementary. For example, bicycle and rice. So these two we cannot compare. This is a vehicle, that is a food. Suppose we want to calculate these two, definitely what we have to say, this particular cross elasticity is nothing but zero cross elasticity, because these two products are not related. So we cannot easily compare any two products. There must be some relation. Either it may be a substitute or complementary. Otherwise, we used to call it as a zero cross elasticity. Sometimes they may ask a particular question, how you make zero cross elasticity. Then what the firm has to do, make that product neither substitute or a complementary good with these two products. You understand? That is the way we can make the cross elasticity value zero. This is in the higher class. When you make a research, these things are very useful. But for examination point of view, just first two is more than sufficient. Now let's start with the last type of elasticity. It is called advertisement elasticity. Today, when we want to survive in the market, how the customer come to know about the product only through media, that too the advertisement. For any product, there should be advertisement. Even for drinking water or food item or any other thing, not only cosmetics, but also each and every product, now they demand the advertisement. So this particular thing is having very wide area of research. Definitely you can survive, because without marketing the corporate world cannot survive. So this particular advertisement elasticity coming in a marketing management, and the formula is very simple: proportionate change in sales divided by proportionate change in advertisement expenditure. Here also we have four types. The thing is, when there is no change in the demand because of your advertisement expenditure, then we used to call it as zero advertisement elasticity. Suppose proportionately it is changing based on the value of our advertisement, your demand is responding, then we used to call it as a unitary advertisement. Sometimes when we spend more but very poor response from the demand, then we used to call it a less than unity. Most of the time the fourth one only the firm will expect, that is they will spend very less amount for advertisement, and they want to get a good response from the customer side. most of the time the seasonal product will have the last one that is greater than unity. So when demand is more than what the actual change in advertisement expenditure, then we used to call it as greater than unity. So I will summarize once again. There are four types of elasticity of demand. One is price elasticity, second one is income elasticity, third one is cross elasticity, and fifth one is advertisement elasticity. I have given this particular thing with the diagram. You can expect a case study in a price elasticity only. Then though other two, cross elasticity and advertisement elasticity, they used to ask in a section B. You have to draw the diagram. For cross elasticity, you have to write the substitute as well as the complementary goods. For income elasticity, 0, negative, unity, greater than unity, less than unity, 5 types. For cross, it is substitute and complementary, 2 types. But sometimes in section A, people may ask what are the determinants of elasticity of sales. But only once they ask, I think last year they have asked this particular question. That is why I just added this particular information. More in previous classes, I never listed out what are the determinants. But because last time they have asked, I just added this particular one. There are 7 factors which influence the advertisement elasticity. How the product is developed in the market, how the customer is demanding. Then the second one is who are all your competitor, how they are advertising. Based on that, your advertisement expenditure will change. The third one, the quality of advertisement, how you are going to reach, which channel that you are going to give the advertisement, what is the media, how, what is the length of your advertisement, and what is the language. All these things coming under the quality of advertisement. And the fourth one is, suppose it is an existing product, it is easy to make them to understand. But it is a new product, means you have to say the purpose and why it is there, and the length of the advertisement will be more. So we have to consider that. Then the fifth one is, the most important thing is, we have to inform about the price. Sometimes we should not mention the price, because once they hear about the price, they will not come and buy. But there are certain product you should mention the price. That too, if you are making a discount sale, definitely it should be mentioned. And who is the ultimate customer, the targeted group, we should decide. Based on that only advertisement will be uh, arranged. The last one, how many number of substitutes and what are all the assembled product, that is complementary good. These are all some of the determinants for advertisement. I think you have better idea than me in this particular question. With this, I'm winding up the class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.